Welcome to Toffee Blue View, your source for all things Everton. I'm Gerry, and I'm almost not sick anymore, but I'm still rocking a cough drop, so pardon the voice. All right? With me in this segment is Max. He's right there instead of right there, the way he was earlier. All right? Edward will not be joining us for this segment. He has to relace all of his tennis shoes, so hopefully that works out well for him. So we decided it was time to readdress a subject that has kind of reared its head as Everton has continued to lose more games. Koeman was gone, and who was left? Well, you can point the finger at Unsworth, you can point the finger at Moshiri, or you can point the finger at this guy. All right? A lot of people are saying Walsh needs to roll. All right, so let's get into this a little bit. Max, people are stringing him up. Is this fair?
Yes, it is. It's very fair, because I feel like when we brought Koeman in, the kind of what ran adjacent to that was the big news of that we would be appointing a footballer director for the first time in the club's history, which, don't get me wrong, I do still feel like that is a great idea, because I don't feel like there's enough footballing personnel at the club, because when you had the manager, and up from that you just kind of went to Elston and Kenwright, who granted own the club, but they have history and theatrical performances. I mean, Elston's an accountant, so I felt it was right to bring in a director of football to kind of put a lot more emphasis on football and business.
Mm-hmm.
But the decision making of Walsh has been poor, really poor, because I feel like what we've done is, when he's come in, he's signed all these. Because don't get me wrong, he signed an up and coming English keeper. He signed, at the time, captain of Ajax.
Mm-hmm.
Wayne Rooney. Not much more needs to be said. His name is a brand. Michael Keane. England international. He's brought in a lot of good players and marketable names. But what's been the big problem is, even though he's brought in good players, is they haven't been able to play as a team. And I just forgot to mention there, obviously, Gylfi Sigurdsson, the crown jewel of it all, 45, 50 million pounds, kind of an Icelandic hero. But it's just all these players that he's brought in, good players in their own right, but just can't coexist in the same team. And they don't produce good football on the pitch. So, that's where his big fault is. And, of course, he's meant to be a big advocate of Sam Allardyce coming in and getting the job. He's being a big showman for wanting to bring Allardyce in, which, I've got quite strong opinions on that.
You don't say.
No. Everything just kind of has gone in the wrong direction with him. And considering that we pay him £1 million a year, which I think is the highest salary for anyone in a director of football position in the league, that it's not right. And there will be other people out there to get in to end up being a director of football. So I don't understand why he didn't lose his job along with Koeman. And that's not me being a nasty human being and wanting a man out of his job. That's just me not understanding how, if you appoint Walsh side by side with Koeman as kind of like, if that relationship hasn't worked, then I don't understand why both of them don't leave. It seems like he's still calling the shots in some sense.
So I have some theories about this, all right? And I have some, because you and I have guesses as to how this has worked behind the scenes, but we weren't there, But the hypothetical that I have here, I actually feel like makes sense for Walsh here. Okay, so bear with me and just tear it a new one as soon as you feel like it's nonsense. All right,
Right.
because I know you will. So, so
Right.
here's
No,
the.
let's hear it. I'm intrigued.
So, I may have even talked to you about it in the past, but so number one, I don't think Walsh and Koeman got along. Period. I don't think they got along. I think
Probably.
so. I think where Walsh succeeds and where he excels is Moneyball.
Yeah.
He looks at stats and he looks at players that fit a system and he finds those players. They may not be flashy. You know, they're not flashy. He looks at them, he looks at their stats and he says, you know something? I think that player, I think Ishak Belfadil is a good hold-up player and could get us a decent amount of header goals, and I think he's going to do that. All right, he'll look at it and say, this player leads the league in interceptions. There's Ghana.
Yeah.
You know, so he looks at stats and he thinks about it like that. Okay, and Leicester, it seems like Leicester listened to him. It seems like Leicester said, you know what? Yeah, we'll go along with your system. We'll do what you say.
Yeah.
Right? So, but when he went up against Koeman, Koeman had certain players where he was like, I have to make sure they jive with me.
Yeah.
Right? So, so there's that. All right? Then there's the possibility that the board is not actually purchasing the players that he's requesting either, right? So the reason I'm thinking I give Walsh a pass, all right, is because I actually think that Koeman vetoed some of his choices. And I think the board didn't get in late his striker choices that he was trying to get. Because I think it is their responsibility, right, to actually make the purchases.
Yeah. Yeah.
So and this rolls into my theory that I think that maybe Walsh thinks that if Allardyce is in place, Allardyce is going to be cool with the purchases that Walsh wants to make.
See, and that is like the big stop sign in the road for me, where it just kind of makes me think, if he's wanting someone like Allardyce in, who, as an Evertonian, right, here where it kind of links in with Sam a little bit, right? And again, I'll go back to Everton being, again, a few years ago when Moyes left. We were, looking primed to be always challenging top six, and Sam characteristically is the fight for survival type of manager, and you've never seen him with a big war chest of money, so you've never seen him splash 30, 40 million pound transfers, which it looks like where we've got the finances to do. Still, it does look like we've got the finances to afford the 30, 40 million pound players. But so if Walsh feels like bringing him in is the right idea, then I don't know. I really just don't think he deserves his place at the club, because I think that goes against all of the long-term ambitions of the club and the desires to break into Europe. Because if you think about it, if Walsh stays and say he does bring Allardyce in, what we make it through, we stay up, and then what we go from there? Where do we go? I just don't think it looks good. You made me think of it with your theory of basically it's just like a ladder, and you don't know at what point of that ladder the decisions get made, and obviously the relationship between Koeman and Walsh didn't work, and that's I was going to say that's yet to see David Untwerp. I'll have a transfer window and see who. Because if obviously a lot of he said he knows how Evertonians want to see the game played. He knows the type of attitude that an Everton player needs to have. So maybe again it's just speculation at this point, because I think we need to just wait and see in terms of January. But January is going to be one of the biggest months in the club's history.
Definitely,
I think.
And I'm gonna go ahead and preface what I was saying. The number one biggest strike that I had against Walsh was the fact that his number one choice was Allardyce. I just want to say that in case anyone's thinking that I'm Mr. Defending Allardyce here. All right, we're getting into that in the other video. All right, watch our Big Sam video. It's on our channel. So, so I want to be clear that I'm not defending every decision that is supposed to have come out of Walsh yet. I just want to say that, and I know his position with us is very different than it was with Leicester. However, he was a huge cog in building a championship-winning team at Leicester. All right? Now, do you just give him the keys and say all your decisions go with it, man? I find it difficult to do that just because he hasn't been a director of football before. He's only been a head scout. You know what I mean? So I have misgivings about Walsh as well. I do think that his style and system of bringing in players is worth consideration. I don't know, man. I totally understand the people that are negatively slating Walsh. I definitely get them. I don't completely agree because I feel like there's too many factors that went into play with with Koeman's tenure.
There are a lot of variables that do impact his role in general. And again, that's something that's kind of popped into my mind there is maybe if he's thinking if we do get Allardyce in, maybe that puts him in a better position in terms of calling the shots.
Yep.
So that's a weird thought to have. That if it's just kind of like a power thing, like, you know. So it's basically like saying, you know, we're getting one manager in because the director of football wants to kind of have more autonomy over the team.
Now I've seen a situation like this, okay? I'm from the film world, okay? So a lot of times there are creative producers who think, I'm a producer, but I have a lot of ideas about this movie, all right? Instead of hiring a director that I think is going to be really opinionated and try to get their own way with casting and everything, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hire a director that's basically just going to do what I say. You know what I mean? And that way you can get the film you want with your vision while getting that director to basically just do his director job. So I feel like it's the same concept.
As you say, it's a matter of faith. It's a matter of who you put your faith in.
Yeah.
I'm in a position now where I'm just sick of the club taking too big a risks. You know. All
right, so we should probably wrap this up. So I guess that's been our say on Walsh. We are still conflicted, it seems. All right. So if you're digging the videos, please subscribe. You know. I don't have any other convincing reasons for you. I just feel like you should do it. Like and comment. Give us analysis. You know, some astute viewers and folks out there are giving us analysis, and we're responding. It's always cool. Love to hear from you. Check out Max's writing on the Toffee Blues website. Speaking of astute analysis, the guy just spews it out. It's all over his writing. All right. So I guess that's it. We need to move on. We got to talk about the next video. Max, thanks a lot, man. And I'll talk soon, everybody. See you in a minute. Bye.